Tyneside, where Derby County manager Arthur Cox is only too aware of the Geordies' craving for soccer success. From Newcastle, Mark Tyler.
After the traumas of 1990, there's a good deal of bridge building to be done at Newcastle United, not only between the second and first divisions, but also in the boardroom. It's now 16 years since Newcastle's last big Wembley appearance, the '74 Cup final defeat by Liverpool. 35 years without a major domestic trophy has left the club's fanatical supporters desperate for success. Manager Jim Smith knows that only too well, but bringing back the glory days is no easy matter.
Very difficult, but I mean that's why the frustrations are coming out. The frustrations are coming out unbelievable because they've not had any success for 40 years. And they've had brief affairs with success when they've had Keegan, when they've got to the League Cup, but they've really never had any genuine success since they were in the 50s when they were going to the Cup final every other year. And that's why all the frustrations and the disappointments and possibly why Europe here today, that is the case.
The trophy cabinet may look impressive, but these cups were won years ago. New chairman George Forbes is as keen as the club's famous magpie to swoop down on some modern-day silverware.
Well, I am personally committed to a maxim that the team comes first. And as long as I am here, that will be my philosophy, that everything else comes secondary. Very, very important, but secondary. And commercial development will follow on commercial success after the success of the team. So I suppose I've got the fans' point of view in many ways, which may be a bit naive. Time will tell. But as far as I'm concerned, it's what happens on the pitch that will determine our future.
Mr. Forbes took charge in the wake of Newcastle's recent share issue flop. Efforts to widen ownership of the club and raise money for new players ended in dismal failure. Supporters and local businesses pledged just a fraction of what directors were hoping for. Chairman Gordon McKeague was forced to resign after becoming the target of considerable criticism. Much of it came in the club's widely read fanzine, The Mag. So what went wrong?
Obviously it was down to the supporters in the end and local business, but I think you have to give them every incentive to invest in something like that, where you're asking them to give money from the heart instead of the head. You can see, why don't you buy electric shares, get your £30 profit straight away, but you're saying, give me £100, you're not going to get it back, but you might have a better Newcastle in the future. But if that's at a time when you haven't got much money in your pocket, plus the club is going through a really bad time, then as you'll see, it's not really the ideal time, is it?
Well, it was thought that there were lots and lots of people and lots of money waiting to flood into the club under the guise of a share issue. Unfortunately, that proved not to be the case. Now, there are many reasons put forward for it failing, but the fact is that we've gone through with it, we found it didn't work, and now it's up to us to make a fresh start and make sure that we found alternative ways of funding what we're going to do in the future.
A new sponsorship deal with a local brewery could help to bring back the star quality to St James's Park. It really was a case of away the lads with the likes of Gascoigne, Waddle and Beardsley, the big-name Geordies who made it after leaving the North East.
It is true that we have had three outstanding players here, world-class players, in Waddle, Beardsley and Gascoigne. And for various reasons, and different reasons I believe in each case, they have gone. Some of them I doubt if we could have kept under any circumstances. But it's certainly, I believe that we've learnt the lessons of the past. And under my chairmanship, every endeavour will be made to keep any future stars.
After missing out on a First Division place in controversial circumstances last season, Newcastle have surprisingly struggled in the second. A string of injuries haven't helped, and this home defeat by Notts County last Saturday brought the curtain down on a year to forget. Jim Smith is hoping his side can regain home form and bounce back in style with a big cup win over Derby. So is there extra incentive in getting one over former Newcastle boss Arthur Cox?
Doesn't bother me. He's getting one over on Derby County and going into the next act. Arthur was manager of Newcastle, but I mean, he's been a lot of manager of Newcastle, so I think Arthur wants to get one over on Newcastle United also. I mean, when you go back to your old clubs or you play some like that circumstances, you do want to do them a little bit more, and we want to do them a little bit more because we want to set our season going because we've had a terrible season so far.